8:30 Monday on Four Corners. The social fallout from Britain's plan to abolish the House of Lords.
Well, we've now got hundreds of lords loose on the streets, bored, restless, without any prospects of work, and generally making a nuisance of themselves.
Out of Parliament and out of control.
Well, it's not safe to go out at night. There's lords everywhere blaring their Gilbert and Sullivan till all hours.
And the culture of fear they've left in their wake.
They just come galloping through here. They shot my dog. So they thought it was a fox.
That's Lords Gone Wild.
Shut off!
8:30 Monday on Four Corners.
Oh, fuck the Queen! God save us!
Welcome to Hungry Beast. Coming up tonight, it's a line on a map, but does the New South Wales-Queensland border make it hard for police to deal with violent bashings?
There've been an unusually high number of bashings in this area, and 3 years ago, I experienced one firsthand.
If you thought the media was already chockers with crap about celebrities' lives, get ready for something worse. Celebrity side projects. Geriatric rockers Kiss marketed a $4,000 coffin covered in pictures of themselves and the words Kiss Forever that also doubles as a beer cooler. And Victoria Dynamite exposes sledging in the workplace.
It starts with a subtle jibe.
You call that photocopying?
But first, 3D movies. They're going nuts at the box office. Soon there'll be 3D TVs. But the success of 3D on screen is having negative effects in an unexpected place.
Well, for years there's been just one home for three-dimensional entertainment. The theatre. But since the boom in 3D cinema, people have stopped coming. We've been empty for months. So I realised we need to reinvent ourselves, offer something no one else is doing. And then it came to me. 2D.
Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him well.
Yes, that's great, Keith. Nice and flat.
Well, there's certainly been a few teething problems.
To be or not to be? That is the question.
No, Keith. If you turn, we lose you.
And we might need to reblock the final scene because at the moment when Claudius falls to the ground, it's actually quite difficult to tell where he's gone.
Some thespians don't believe in what we're doing here, but the theatre has always had to adapt. When film went colour, theatre tried going exclusively black and white.
Oh, I love my coat of many colours. Red and yellow and green and brown, scarlet and black and...
Well, we have had some previews, and the response to 2D Hamlet has actually been really encouraging.
Ah, it was amazing. Absolutely nothing jumps out at you.
You really felt like you just couldn't reach out and touch them.
And next season, we're hoping to woo some big-name stars to tread the boards in 2D.
Stars like Nicole Kidman will love how thin it makes them look. Plus, she can finally have an excuse for giving a flat performance. If I read just one review that says, this Hamlet lacks depth, then I'll know we've accomplished what we set out to do. And scene. Great job, everyone. Really good day.
This is Australian Border Control 520, copy.
Copy, this is Jessicah Mendes, over.
And we've received orders from Kevin Rudd not to let any more boats into Australian waters, over.
What the fuck? Why? Over.
Sorry, it's an election year. Kevin's taking a stand on boats, no exceptions, over.
This is bullshit. I sailed right around the globe to get here, over.
So does every refugee, love. You're nothing special. Move on, sweetheart, over.
Stuff said this week.
They were pretty good looking and they smelt good too. I'm not lying. A teenager describing the firemen who rescued her and her family after being stuck upside down on a ride at Sydney's Royal Easter Show. 7 Network Sydney, 6 p.m. News, 10th of April 2010.
This is an outrage. I will gladly vote for any political party which will have the good grace to ban this sick filth. UK resident Joseph Rogers commenting about a new version of Scrabble which will allow proper nouns. timesonline.co.uk, 6th April 2010.
To be honest, I think that so long as your face looks all right, everything else can be photoshopped. Model Liz Hurley's thoughts on airbrushing. The Lady magazine, 8th of April 2010.
Attacking Scientology seems to be a bit of a fad at the moment. Four Corners, Today Tonight and even Senator Nick Xenophon have all had a go. But it just seems too easy. Sure, their wacky beliefs in alien spirits and tin can stress conductors is fun to laugh at, but don't forget that other religions believe in a dude that rose from the dead like a zombie, a four-armed elephant god and an Islamic prophet who split the moon in half with his finger. Senator Xenophon has recently accused Scientology of practising imprisonment, forced abortions and other serious crimes. Not the kind of behaviour any real religion would tolerate. Right, guys?
Right.
The reason a lot of people mock Scientology is because it was created by the science fiction writer L. Ron Hubbard. But why is that any weirder than those religions invented by an allegedly illiterate businessman, a bunch of fishermen, or a guy who read the words of God out of a hat? Really, the only difference between this brand of crazy and all the others is that these guys have been crazier for much, much longer. Attacking one kooky religion when they can all be a little kooky, that is a little bit bullshit.
Across Australia, you'll find many towns that sit on state borders. But for the residents of Coolangatta and Tweed Heads on the New South Wales-Queensland border, living on either side of the state divide has led to an ugly and sometimes deadly problem. Kieran Ricketts reports.
This is Coolangatta, a small beachside town at the southern end of Queensland's Gold Coast. Right next door is Tweed Heads, New South Wales, the town I grew up in. Cooley and Tweed are joined at the hip. Their only division is the state border. It cuts some streets right down the middle. It's an area famous for its beauty, but it's fast becoming infamous for its violence. There've been an unusually high number of bashings in this area, and 3 years ago, I experienced one firsthand. I was gang bashed in Griffith Street, Coolangatta, by 5 guys I'd never met in my life. A month later, an off-duty cop was beaten up just metres from the same spot. It was caught on CCTV. And then there was Andrew Houlihan. He was king hit on Griffith Street last Father's Day. He died as a result of his injuries. This girl was a witness.
Houlihan got punched at the front of 7-Eleven. It was really sad. Like, who wants to wake up on Father's Day and know that your kid's dead? Like, honestly.
Andrew's attack is one of a dozen fatal or near-fatal assaults that have made the headlines since I was bashed in 2007. But locals will tell you that many more go unreported.
A very intoxicated bloke walked past, spat on one of my friends, crash tackled me and another mate. I fell into the gutter here and one of the other blokes kicked me in the face twice and then he got up and ran away.
You'll find pissed up blokes all over Australia looking for a fight every weekend. So why is it such a problem here? It's the border. It might just be a dotted line on the map, but it affects everything, including something most of us take for granted: policing. The Coolangatta police station is only a short walk away from the bashings. It's on McLean Street, right near the local nightclubs. In June last year, a 22-year-old student was beaten up here, then ran across the road to the Coolangatta police station for help. It was closed. In fact, it's only ever open until 4 p.m, Monday to Friday. And it's closed all weekend. The student was bashed again and stabbed in the face with his own car keys. All in the police station car park. Queensland Police told Hungry Beast the station is manned 24 hours, but it's only open during business hours. This blue phone outside is for emergencies. The night I was attacked, it wasn't working. So I went to the Tweed Heads police station just across the border in New South Wales. Unlike the Queensland Police Station, it's open 24 hours. But when I came here, they told me because I'd been attacked in Queensland, they couldn't help me. Both Queensland and New South Wales Police told us via email that they have a close working relationship. Andrew Eppelston of the New South Wales Police Union has a different view.
Despite the fact that the borders are abstract, in terms of legal issues, they may as well be a 10-foot high brick wall.
He says complex policing laws make cross-border policing very difficult.
It is a great frustration for police. If I arrest someone in Queensland, I can't bring them back across the border.
You've got a matter of life and death, and you've got a police station with people with guns and hats and uniforms 3 minutes down the road. You don't send one of them because it's in New South Wales, an imaginary line across the border. Isn't that bloody ridiculous?
Former Tweed Heads cop Glyn Davies says 10 years ago things were very different.
There was no trouble, anything happened, we were across the border and vice versa. We helped them, they helped us.
That simple?
It was that simple.
People that commit assaults, are they aware that there's those issues there that could inhibit the police?
I think they're very aware.
While the policing stalemate continues, the community has to live with the repercussions. This surf carnival is being held for Sam Ford, another casualty of a Coolangatta bashing.
Sam got punched in the face, landed on the concrete, hit the back of his head and then went to hospital.
Sam has permanent brain injuries, can't talk, and may never walk again.
Every single person that we speak to has had an incident. If they ring the police, they're told it's a 35, 40-minute wait. Every time.
Sam's attack has pushed the community's patience to breaking point.
If you're not happy about the staffing levels at the police, we've got to agitate, we've got to make a change.
They've turned out in force to demand answers from the New South Wales Police.
Street violence offences such as robberies, offences and street assaults are at low levels. We also live in a very safe part of the state in relation to personal safety and crime is concerned. Thank you very much.
And with that, many people walked away in disgust.
I reckon the police answer was a really shit answer and they're all going.
60 years ago, two large fences separated Queensland and New South Wales. They ran down the borderline, cutting the land and its small townships in two. Today, this monument stands in their place. A plaque inside states that it was erected as a symbol of the two communities working together. Yet as you watch this tonight, the Coolangatta Police Station's doors will be firmly locked. And the Tweed Heads Police, less than a kilometre across the border, still won't be able to charge a Queensland offender.
Might be the thin blue line, but it's sort of fragmented a bit, I think.
It seems ageing could overwhelm all other factors shaping our species' future. Of all the people in human history who have ever reached the age of 65, half of them are alive right now. With fewer of us in the workforce, some experts are predicting a global wave of age-based recession. NewScientist.com. And Beijing is installing 100 giant deodorant guns at a rubbish dump on the city's outskirts in a bid to mask an escalating rubbish crisis. With millions more able to afford Starbucks, McDonald's and other elements of a Western throwaway lifestyle, landfill sites and illegal tips are close to overflowing. Guardian.co.uk.
You don't have to do much to be famous these days. Ask Lara Bingle. But you do have to fill in your time. Tweeting about yourself, showing off for an apparently worthy cause, and being nice to old people still leaves plenty of hours in the day. So it is that we are inundated with celebrity side projects. A lot of them are just celebrinomics. Famous folk leveraging their success to sell us crap. Geriatric rockers Kiss marketed a $4,000 coffin covered in pictures of themselves and the words Kiss Forever that also doubles as a beer cooler. Kill me now. Barbara Streisand put her name on a line of thermal dog hoodies. World-famous comb-over Donald Trump has plastered his name on everything, but Trump's steaks just goes way too far. Natalie Portman sells holier-than-thou vegan shoes. And last year, rapper 50 Cent announced he was working on condoms chemically spiked to boost male performance. Sadly, the only thing he discovered was that he wasn't a scientist. Another common celebrity sideline is based on the delusion that people talented at one art form must be good at others. Dozens of actors truly believe they're singers, or in Joe Pesci's case, rappers.
When you see me, you better look the other way. Double cross me, you won't live to see another day.
Why is he doing that? Plenty of singers think they can act too, but some celebs take their self-belief further. Take Lily Allen, who at the tender age of 24 has chucked in music to launch a fashion label. Then there's artist Sly Stallone, whose colourful scribbles sell for anywhere between $40,000 and $50,000. I wish I was shitting you. Beyond money-making schemes and artistic release, there are less obvious side projects. The Beyonce Cosmetology Centre was launched in New York City last month. This beauty therapy centre will also offer a live-in substance abuse treatment program to rehabilitate addicts and prepare them for careers in cosmetology. Your makeup done by someone on LSD? Great. Speaking of drugs, The Who's Roger Daltrey owns a trout farm. Alex James, the most debauched member of Britpop band Blur, is a cheese farmer. Duff McKagan from Guns N' Roses is a financial columnist. At Playboy.com, Gary Coleman ran for California governor in 2003, but lost out to someone truly qualified for the job. And in 2008, Sharon Stone visited the war-ravaged Middle East on a fact-finding mission. Shaz, you're a frickin' actor! So is Steven Seagal. But at least he could break some heads in a conflict. Known for his brutal martial arts flicks, it almost makes sense to hear Seagal's also been working as a cop in Louisiana for 20 years. That's life imitating art at its best. But in true Hollywood form, Seagal's folded his side project into his main career. He's now the star of reality show Lawman, which follows his adventures as a fully commissioned deputy, which means he needs a new side project. Oh, he already has one. Celebrities, don't give up your day job.
Meet the Catholic Church, owners of a global child sex abuse scandal. In the past 50 years, around 30,000 people in 25 countries have reported abuse by Catholic priests. Church officials stand accused of failing to report cases to secular authorities. In a recent letter of apology to Irish Catholics, Pope Benedict XVI said fast-paced change and secularisation has led to moral decline, blaming modern society. But the Church's own paper trail shows it has known about and failed to deal with the problem for 2,000 years. The first recorded link between priests and paedophilia can be found in a manual for church officials from around AD 60 called Didache. Older than the New Testament, it made the rule clear: thou shalt not seduce young boys. In 309, the Church's Council of Elvira, which dealt with issues of clerical marriage and celibacy, said those who sexually abuse boys may not commune, even when death approaches. In the 8th century, the Penitential of St. Bede, a renowned scholar and monk, argued that clerics sodomising children should be punished. In 1051, St. Peter Damian wrote the Book of Gomorrah, which complained of rampant child abuse and attempts to hide it by church superiors. The book was addressed to Pope Leo IX, who reacted by punishing only the worst of serial sex abusers and arguing that abuse was a spiritual issue, not a criminal one. In 1140, a canon lawyer known as Gratian of Bologna called for paedophile priests to be put before secular courts. In 1568, Pope Pius V acknowledged the problem in the papal order the Horrendum, calling for paedophile priests to be charged. In 1741, Pope Benedict XIV wrote the definitive church document on child sex abuse, the Sacramentum Penitentiae. He recommended the problem be dealt with internally. Historians of the church say that by the 17th century, a system of promoting and moving priests to avoid scandal had developed. In recent times, church laws passed in 1917 and 1962 called for cases to be handled in secret, with no requirement to report offenders. In 2001, head of the Holy Office and future Pope, Cardinal Ratzinger, argued abuse allegations should be dealt with under the Church's greatest level of secrecy, that of pontifical secret. This week, the Vatican pointed to guidelines created in 2003, but unfortunately not circulated, requiring offending priests to be reported to police. A small step forward, or further evidence of bureaucratic failure. The Catholic Church, owners of a so-called modern problem that goes back 2,000 years. Big on sin, big on guilt, not so big on confession.
It starts with a subtle jibe.
You call that photocopying?
And quickly escalates into gratuitously hurtful threats.
Can't spell, can't type.
Meet Steve Smitty Smith, or Smitty, caught on camera. And in freeze frame, he's the office worker from hell. He's a former first-class cricketer.
Oh, put it away, Brenda.
So he can't help but sledge people.
We've been waiting an hour.
Looks like you spent it eating.
I think you're the one with weight issues, Steve.
That's because every time I fuck your mum, she gives me a biscuit.
While this woman's looks may be unsightly, she doesn't deserve to be publicly ridiculed about her unfortunate appearance.
Well, he constantly says that I'm fat and ugly.
Oh, well, I wouldn't call you fat.
In just one 48-hour day, we caught Smitty making an astounding 97 sledges, aimed at everyone from strangers...
They're having a leso convention in town today, are they?
What? ...to his wife...
You call that chopping? Lorena Bobbitt cuts better than you.
...and even his red-headed child.
You call that reading?
But since I forgot to interview Smitty, it's important to focus on his distraught and damaged victims.
Yeah, look shit.
Who every day have to live with the pain of being sledged.
Hey, it's okay.
Well, I just can't believe that you called me fat.
And ugly.
Oh.
After a hard day of workplace harassment, there's nothing more relaxing than yoga. Worship world. Down doggies never felt so good.
We all know who the victims of crime are. Assaulted, robbed, or worse, they're easy to identify. But there is one type of crime victim who is almost invisible. They are the children of people sent to prison.
So I've had a few stints with run-ins with the law over the years. Actually got into the drugs, and which sent me a bit AWOL, and actually lost the plot and had a severe domestic argument here, which put me in jail.
This is the story of children of prisoners, the victims of an adult world they have no control over.
I've got, 7 children, 3 different partners. The ones that are living with me now are my stepchildren and my child with my partner at the moment. They range in ages from 19 all the way down to 11. The eldest 2 are 2 girls.
I was 13 when Dad went to jail. I didn't have my dad there no more. Felt like he died and I was never going to see him again. Me and my sister, we don't know our mum, so we moved in with Nan.
The 2 boys are not there.
Dion's mother, Jan, knows firsthand the effect her son's incarceration had on the kids.
To do that to them and go wrong at a vital time in their life was a very, very bad thing. The first time I took the girls to the prison to see their father, it was so scary for them. It was a place that they didn't understand, they didn't know anything about.
It freaked both me and my sister out. Like when we would leave there after visiting for a couple of hours, we would have nightmares for weeks. To see him in a jail uniform and even pretty much cuffed up, it made me see the world in a different way. If I ever had kids, it made me realise that what I was going through, I didn't want to put my kids through that. The kids at school reacted pretty bad. They used to call us jailbirds and that. Used to get picked on all the time for it. It affected my schoolwork pretty bad.
They were so stressed out when they came to live with me. The youngest one, she went into like a wall around herself, and I had to try and get her to trust in me and become like a family. We wanted to be a family.
Children of prisoners are 5 to 6 times more likely to end up in the criminal justice system as adults, a reality that this family has struggled with.
Everything that he was doing, more so the bad stuff, like I felt like I had to be the one to do that stuff next in line. Some of the trouble that I've gotten into is bottle runs, theft, drugs, alcohol, pretty much the whole lot. It just got rid of the anger and the pain that I needed to get rid of, and then I realised I don't need to do that no more. It's not me, I shouldn't be doing that.
Please don't think that just because your parents are making bad mistakes in their life, that they're bad people and that you have to follow in their footsteps.
My oldest granddaughter, I'm very proud of her because she has gone right through school. She has gone into an excellent job.
He came to my Year 12 graduation and he was very proud. He even told me that he was proud of it all and he was crying at the same time.
The type of father I used to be, to have a daughter like her, there's nothing I can say to describe it.
Maybe finally he started to realise what he has missed out on by not being there with the girls.
When I was released from jail, like seeing when I first born, just like being a father once all over again. Yeah.
I reckon it would have been hard on him, but not as hard as it was on me and my sister.
I feel angry in the fact that he hasn't been around. We could have been a really good family if my dad hadn't gone to jail.
Thanks to the family featured in that story for sharing their experiences with us. We'd also like to thank Shine for Kids, who support the children of prisoners, for helping us put that piece together. To see a longer version of that story and to find out more about Shine for Kids and the invaluable work they do, please head to our website.
Follow the money. £1,000 sterling. The fine imposed on a US evangelist visiting Glasgow last month after saying homosexuals deserve the wrath of God and would go to hell. $150,000 US. The amount WikiLeaks raised in donations in the 3 days following its release of a US military video which showed Iraqi civilians being killed in an airstrike. $1 trillion. What Australia's foreign debt is expected to climb to in the next 20 years.
That's it for Hungry Beast for this series.
We've loved making the show, and you can see all the stories we produced on our website, including some that were just too out there for your living room.
And a big thank you to all of you in the Hungry Beast community who have made videos, joined in our online forums and contributed to the debate on our website.
Our pick for final viewer video of the week, which earns $1,000, is called In Search of the Hungry Beast by Mariana Sheck. Here's a taste.
I've been tracking this beast for about 6 months now. It's evolving, becoming a hunter. Get down! Sayonara, sucker!
You can see the full version of Mariana's video on our website. For those of you who've asked, the ABC is currently considering whether Hungry Beast might return in some form.
Perhaps Midsummer Hungry Beast, but that's not to be confirmed.
As for us, from next week, we'll be doing what any TV show trying to cash in on its fame would do. We'll be going on the road. Until we see you there, good night.
Good night.
The Hungry Beast Steak Spectacular, with all of your favourite segments. It's Topicality Live.
Vaginas! They're everywhere!
Labiaplasty with the Vagina Dancers. Vox Pops with all your favourite characters.
When was the last time you were in a fight?
I was in a pub. I glassed a guy and I was a girl, actually.
Victoria Dynamite is explosive. All the best live graphics with the Beast File.
Google. They want to own your email, your computer, and your entire digital life. Google. Trying very hard not to be evil.
This show must be seen to be believed. The Hungry Beast Stage Spectacular. It's a little bit bullshit. but a lot entertaining.
The DVD of Series 1 of Hungry Beast is now available in ABC shops, centres and at ABC Online.